Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hi students, welcome back. So what we are going to do is, now we have done how to find square root by prime factorization method. But when the numbers are too large and we struggle to find the square root using the prime factorization also, there comes another method, that is finding square root by division method. Right, this is really important because it is helpful for decimal numbers, also the numbers which are very large in. Right, so we can find out square root. We can use this method for all the numbers, let it be simple numbers or let it be your decimal numbers. Right, so we are going to discuss today in this lecture about the division method for finding square roots, because when the question has a very large value, doing the prime factorization also will be very time consuming. A lot of calculations are required in that. So for that we have another method, that is division method. Okay, before doing the division method, let me tell you how to find out number of digits in the square root of a particular number. Now just to see, if you think of 10, what is the square of it? 100, right? And it is the smallest 3-digit number, right? 100 is the smallest 3-digit number. Before it is 99, right, which is the greatest 2-digit number. Now we are going to take it for 31. 31 we get 961. 32 square we get it as 1024, right? So 31 square is 961. It is the largest 3-digit perfect square number, we should say perfect square number. This one is also perfect square. Right, now if we do for 32, what we see, we are getting 1024. So this is the first, right? So that means this is the first 4-digit number, smallest 4-digit number, or I say smallest 4-digit perfect square it is. Right, now we check for 99, because for 100 what do we have? We have 10,000, right? 10,000 will have 5 digits. For 4 digits the greatest square is of 99, that is 9,801, right? So this is the greatest, or we say largest 4-digit perfect square. Right, so what we observe here is, in the square of 10 and 31 where we had 2 digits, the answer is 3 digits. The square is having 3 digits. When we have 32 and 99, these are also 2 digits. When we do the square, we are getting 4 digits, right? So can we say that if a square of any number has 3 or 4 digits, 3 or 4 digits in the square of it, then in the square root of that number we will have 2 digits. If square of any number has 3 or 4 digits in it, then the square root will have 2 digits, right? So what is the conclusion? When you try this with other questions also, like 5-digit and 6-digit, the result, every time you are not going to do the square and calculate it, right? As we know that for 3 or 4 digits, we'll just have 2 digits in the square root. So what we should have? We should have a general formula for this, right? What is that general formula that we can use for this? The general formula is, see, if you have even number of digits, in the square of any number, okay, when you do the square and you are getting even number of digits, then in square root you can make a note of it, okay? Then in square root, how many digits will be there? Number of digits will be n upon 2. Keep this thing in mind. If you have even number of digits in the square of any number, then in the square root number of digits is calculated as n upon 2. What about the odd numbers then? For odd numbers, what we can write? Let's see. We'll write, if this is the second point that you can note down, it is really important. The first point is this one, that even number of digits in the square of any number, then in square root number of digits will be n upon 2. Now, if the square of any number has odd number of digits, then in the square root of that number of digits will be given by, you just have to do n plus 1 divided by 2. So suppose the number of digits is 3, right, and we have to find out number of digits in the square root of that number. So 3 plus 1 upon 2, that gives you 4 upon 2, that is 2. So for 100, if we are going to find out that in the square root of 100 how many digits are there, there are 2 digits, because 100 is the square of 10 and square root of 100 is 10. Clear? So these are the two formula that I want you to remember. One thing, if in the square of any number you have even number of digits, you just divide those number of digits by 2. You will get number of digits in the square root of that number. Now, if you have odd number of digits in the square of any number, then the square root of that number will have n plus 1 upon 2 number of digits. Is that clear? So this is a very basic thing that I wanted to tell you. Now the main thing that we need to do is finding square root by division method. Let's start that. So let us start with a number. Let's take one example. So let us take 529. Okay, how do we find the square root using long division method? Okay, first step what you need to do is, see the first step. What we will do in the first step, we will form pairs of digits, but the pairs of digit will be formed from the rightmost digit, or I say the unit digit, right? So we have 5, 2, 9. You are going to form pairs like this. This will be the first pair. That means to show that pair of digit, we are going to place a bar. This is known as bar. We will place a bar over those two digits. Now only one digit is left, so here one bar will come. Is that clear? So we have formed pair, and whatever the digit will be left in the leftmost place, that will remain single, but there will be a bar on it also. So how many bars do we have? 2 bars, right? Keep this in mind. The second step what we are going to do, we will make division symbol like this. We will write 5 over a bar and then 29 a bar over it. Clear? Now what you need to do for division is, you need to think of a number whose square, first of all you will operate 5, okay? So you have to think of a number whose square is either 5 or less than 5, okay? So just to see, square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9. So we are going to think of a number whose square is either less than 5 or equal to 5. There is no number whose square is 5. Right? No natural number. So what we are going to operate with? 2 square. So we'll write 2 here. 2 2s are 4 like this. Subtract it. 5 minus 4, 1. Now the next thing is, in normal division we copy the next digit. But here we are going to copy the digits under a particular bar. Right? Now we see the next digits are 2 in number, that is 29. So this 29 will come down. Okay? So we have to write 29 here. And here what you need to do, whatever quotient you are getting, we got 2 as first digit of quotient, you have to double it. So when we double it, we get here 4. Okay, and then you have to write a blank here. What you need to do now is, we need to do what? Just to see, we have written 4 with a blank, and we have a blank here also. Now we need to think of a digit that we place here and multiply this number with the same digit, and we get a number closer to 129 or equal to 129, not more than 129. Let's try. Just see. If you write 41, we do 1. So if it is 1 here, it will be 1 here. So 41 into 1 is 41. Let's try with 2. So 2 2s are 4. 2 4s are 8. Let's try with 3. 43 into 3, because here it is 3, here it also be 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. See, we got 129. So what is to be placed here? 3. 43, and here in the question also we will get 3. So what we are actually doing, we did 2 into 2, right? That gave us 4. So our quotient value is 2. Now you can double the number or the digit that you get in question, that is 23. When you doubled it, you got 4. Now after 4, you have to write one digit. Whatever the digit you write, with that only you have to multiply. So with 3 we are getting 129. So here it will come 129, right? And here we have written 3, that it is divisible at 3. So remainder is 0 now. When you get the remainder, you are done with long division. Clear? Now what is the question that you are getting? 23. So we say square root of 529 is 23. Clear? I am again going to repeat the steps. Listen carefully. First thing, you are going to start placing the bars over two digits from rightmost side. That means from the ones digit units place. So here from 9 and 2 we placed one bar, then we were left with only 1. So 1 over that digit we have placed one bar. So we have 2 bars. Now we are going to find out square root using long division. So first of all, you are going to deal with 5. Okay, so when you deal with 5, you have to think of a number that whose square is either equal to 5 or less than 5. So there is no number whose square is 5. So we did 2 into 2, that is 4, a very close value to 5. Now we have written 2 here also in the question. Right, subtracting it, and what about the copying of digit? The complete pair is going to be copied, not only 2, right? 29 will be copied in the next step. So this is a step 2. We copied 29. Now after that we have to double this one. So we doubled it, it became 4 here. And after 4, we have to place digit here, so that with that digit only, if we multiply the number, we get a number closer to 129 or equal to 129. We tried with 41 into 1, 42 into 2, 43 into 3. At 3, we are getting 129. So we see the square root of 529 is 23. Let us do one more example. So let's take the another example as 4096. So let this be a number and we have to find the square root of it. So what we are going to do, the first and foremost step that we need to do is we need to make bars. So 4096, we are going to start from last. This is one and this is another, right? Over two digits we will place a bar. If we are left with one digit, as in the last case we were left with 5, so we will place a bar. How many bars do we have? 2 bars. So one thing that you note here, in 529 also you had 2 bars and the square root came out to be of 2 digits. Here also we have 2 bars, so the square root will give us 2 digits, right? Square root will also have 2 digits. So the number of bars, using the number of bars, we can tell how many digits in the square root of any number we will have. So we know our answer is going to be of 2 digits. Now let's make that 4096, placing the bars over there. Now we have to think about first for 40. You should think of a number whose square is very much closer to 40 or equal to 40. We know that 5 square is 25, 6 square is 36, 7 square is 49. Right? So we have to do with 6. We can't go with 7, that is more than 40. So we will go with 6. 6 6 are 36 we have. How many are we left with after subtracting? 4. What we are going to copy, this is an important point to notice here. We'll not just copy 9. We're going to copy 96. The complete number under the bar is going to be copied. Right? So 96 will be written in the next step. Now you have to double this. 6 2s are 12. right? Now we have to think of a digit here, so that we multiply that number with that particular digit and we get 496 or less than 496. Let's try here. 121 into 1 will be 121. 121, 122 if you write here, then 2 you are going to multiply with. 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2. Let's try with 3. Okay, 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 3 1s are 3. Right, let's try with 4. 4 4s are 16. 1 is the carry. 4 2s are 8 and 1, 9. 4 1s are 4. So yes, we should place what? We should place 4 here, and we'll multiply this with 4 only. We get 496. You can also show them here like this. Clear? For your ease. Now subtracting it, we get 0 as the answer. So we know that this is a perfect square. Whenever there will be 0 remainder, we are sure that it is a perfect square. Otherwise it won't be a perfect square. We need to do some changes in that. As in the case of prime factorization, what we were doing, we were forming the pairs, and if all the pairs, all the prime numbers were paired up, then we said that it is a perfect square. And if something was left unpaired, we tried to multiply or divide that with something, so that that also becomes a paired number. Clear? Here also we have now, what is the question that we are getting? 64. So square root of 4096 is equal to 64. This is how we are going to find square root using long division method. Clear? So what we will do, we'll do a lot of practice question based on the same concept, right? So what we have learned, the first thing, just to see, I'll tell you, first thing that you learned is number of digits in square root, right? This is the first. Second, number of digits in square root also we have done with two methods. One is n upon 2 and n plus 1 upon 2. When do we do n upon 2? When we have even number of digits in the square of that number, and when we have odd number of digits, we will do n plus 1 upon 2. Otherwise, you can just try placing the bars in this way, and number of bars will give you the number of digits in the square root of that number. The next thing that we have learnt is long division method, which is to find out square root. Clear? This is how we solve. I hope this gives you a more clear idea about long division method. Now you can think, see, if I had to do 4096 with prime factorization, that would have been longer. Clear? It is easy here. Let's move ahead now. Here they are saying, without calculating square roots, find the number of digits in the square root of the following number, right? So how do we find? Either by placing the bars or by the formula. Let's try first with formula. 25600 is the number. How many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is even or odd? It is odd. So n is equal to 5. We will write number of digits in the square root is equal to n plus 1 upon 2, that is 5 plus 1 upon 2, 6 upon 2 gives us 3. In the square root of this number, there will be 3 digits, right? Also just by placing the bar, let's start placing the bar. 25600. 1 bar over these 2 digits, another bar over these 2 digits, and whatever is left, that were third bar. So how many bars do we have? 3 bars. And how many digits in the square root? 3 digits in the square root of that number. You can use any one of the reason to tell your answer. Let's do the second one. In the second one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's try to put the bars. 1, 2, then over these 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 5 bars. How many numbers? 9. N is equal to 9. So number of digits in the square root will be equal to n plus 1. 9 plus 1 by 2, that is 10 by 2, gives us 5. So we observe that the number of digits in the square root of this number will be 5. Without calculating the square root, we can tell how many digits will be there in the square root of that number. Let's see the third one. In this the number is 36,864. Let's place the bars 1, 2, 3. So the answer should come up as 3. Let's try with the formula. How many digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd number of digits we have. So when we had n as 5, we got the number of digits in the square root as 3. So here also number of digits in the square root will be equal to 3. Is that clear? So without actually doing the calculation, without actually using prime factorization, without using long division method, or we should say that without finding the square root, we are able to tell how many digits in the square root of that particular number will be there. I hope this gives you more clear idea. Let's move ahead now. Here is, you have to find the square root of 729 and 1296. Right, so what we need to do is, we need to find out square root using long division method. Now we are very much familiar with it. Let's try one by one, both of them. Just to see the first one, it is 729. 729. Start placing the bar from the rightmost digit. This will be covered 2 digit, then this will cover only 1 digit because it is the only digit left with us. Let's start the division now. Making this for division, or let's write it a bit, at the lower side. Okay, so first of all, we'll operate 7. You should think of a number whose square is very much close to 7. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. 9 is greater than 7, so we will go with 2. We'll go with 2. 2 2s are, here 2 you are going to write because it is the question. 2 2s are 4. Subtract it, 7 minus 4 will give you 3. Now 29 is left. So you are going to copy 29. 29 will come up here. Now you will double this. 2 2s is 4. You will write 4 here. Now you have to think of a digit that you write here and multiply it with, so that you get 329. Let's think here, we have to place one digit after 4. So we should get 9 at the end. That is our priority. Right, so let us try to get that particular number that we have. So 9 will come with 3. So if we write 3 here, here also 3 will be written. So 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. It is very less than 329. Let's try with another that gives us 9 at the end. It is 7. 7 7s are 49. 4 is a carry over here. 7 4s are 28. 28 and 4 is 32. Yes, we are getting the exact number. So what we will write here? 7 7. What is the quotient? Now here 7 329 and the remainder is 0. We see that 729 is a perfect square, and the square root of 729 is 27. Clear? Now we will start the second part. Okay, let's start the second one. So in the second one, the question is 1296. We have to find the square root of it using the division method. So let's first write the bars over the digits. So the first digits, from the last we are going to place the bars. So these will be 2 bars like this. Let's start solving. For 12, you should think of a number whose square is closer to 12. Just see 3 3s are 9. 4 4s are 16. 16 is more than 12. So we'll go with 3. 3 3s are 9. We will get 9 here. Subtract it, you will get 3. And what you are going to copy? 96 will be copied here. Clear? Now double this. 3 and 3 will become 6. Now here you have to think of a digit that you should write so that you get 396 is the answer. Let's try. Just to see, let's try with 4 first. 4 4s are 16. 1 is a carry. 4 6 are 36. 4 6 are 24 and 1 5. So we get 256, not equal to this. 6 can we get from 6 also. 6 6 are 36. 3 is the carry. 6 6 are 36 and 3 39. Yes, we get 396 when we multiply 66 with 6. So here 6 will come up. 396, remainder is 0. So we see that the square root of 1296 is equal to 36, right? And you can see the number of bars is equal to the number of digits in the square root. In the square root of 1296, the number of digits is 2. The number of bars placed were also 2. Here also the number of bars placed were 2 and the square root has 2 digits. Clear? So let's move ahead now. Here is one question that they're asking, find the least number, okay, that must be subtracted from 5607. This is the number given and we have to find the least, that means the smallest number, and we should subtract that number from 5607 so as to get a perfect square. And when we get the perfect square, we have to find the square root of that perfect square. Right? So first of all, we'll go with division method for 5607. Right? Then only we can come to know what is the number to be subtracted from this to find out. Right? 5607. If you place the bars, one bar will be like this, another will be like this. Now start dividing. So just to see, we can't go with 3. 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, 5 5s are 25, 6 6 are 36, 7 7s are 49, 8 8s are 64. 64 is more. So we will go with 7. 7 7s are, what we will get? 49. Okay. Now we are going to subtract 49 from 56. How much will we get? 16 minus 9 will get 7 here. And 4 minus 4 is 0. Now what we will copy here? We will copy 0, 7. This, the second pair. Okay. Now double this digit. 7 and 7 will become 14. Now you have to think of a digit to be placed here so that we get a number closer to 707. Just to see. 143 if we do, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12, and then we get 1 carry here, 3 1s are 3 and 4. 429 is very less than it. So 144 let us try, 4 4s are 16, 1 is a carry, 4 4s are 16 and 1 17, 4 1s are 4 and 1 5, 576 we are getting. Let's try with something else. 145 into 5. Right, if I am writing 5 here, I'll multiply with 5. I wrote 4, multiplied with 4. Wrote 3, multiplied with 3. So 5 5s are 25. 2 is a carry over here. 5 4s are 20. 20 and 2 is 22. Then again, we're going to write 2 here. 5 1s are 5 and 2, 7. It is more than 707. So we should go with a number less than it, that is 4. So let's go with 4. At 4, what we are getting? 576. 576. Let's subtract this number. 7 minus 6, 1. 10 minus 7 is how much? Just see, 7 minus 6, 1. 10 minus 7 is 3. And 6 minus 5 is 1. So we are getting a remainder here. We are not getting the answer, or we are not getting the remainder as 0. So it is not a perfect square. We should make it as a perfect square. Now just to see, what does this show? This shows that the square of 74. What is the square of 74? Should we try it out? Just pay attention now. If we get a remainder as 131, this shows that the square of 74 is less than 5607 by 131. Are you getting it? If we subtract 131, 5607, we are going to subtract 131. We will get the remainder as 0. That means it will become a perfect square. So what we need to do every time whenever a question is asked, the least number to be subtracted from some number to get it a perfect square from that, then what do? We do the square root method using long division method. We find the square root using the long division method. Whatever the remainder we will get, we will subtract that remainder from the number given. Let us subtract from 5607 131. Just to see, 7 minus 1, 6. Right? 10 minus 3, 7. Are you getting? 10 minus 3 will be 7. Here 6 minus, will it be 6? It will become 5. 5 minus 1, 4. And here we are left with 5. We get 5476. Right? So we get 5466, which is a square of 74. Clear? Because this number was 5607, and when we find out the square root, we are getting 74 in the quotient, but still we are left with the remainder, and the remainder value is 131. So the perfect square number is 5476. Now when you find out the square root of 5476, you will get the answer as 74. So we say square root of 5476 is equal to 74. Because what we observed, that this number is 131 more than the square of 74. Because in the question we got 74. If this would have been the square of 74, we would have got the remainder as 0. But we are not getting the remainder as 0. We are getting 131. That means this 131 is extra in this number. Clear? Let's move ahead to another question. They're asking, find the greatest 4-digit number which is a perfect square. What is the greatest 4-digit number? 4 times 9. Right? This is the greatest 4-digit number, and we have to write, we have just written greatest 4-digit number, but it should be a perfect square. This is not a perfect square. We will now get a number which will be a perfect square, and it should be of 4 digits. Form the pairs by putting the bars. Now let's start it. So 99 is there, 9 9s it is 81, and 10 10s it is 100. Right? 100 is more than 99. So we can't go with 10. We'll go with 9. 9 9s are 81. Okay. 9 minus 1 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. We have subtracted it. Now what we will copy? We will copy 99. What is double of 9? 18. Right? Now you need something here so that you can find out. Just to see, we have to think of a digit that we place here and multiply also, so that we get a number closer to 1899. Let's try it. So let's try with 5 first. Okay. 5 5s are 25, 2 is a carry over here, 5 8s are 40, 40 and 2 is 42, then 4 is a carry over here, 5 1s are 5 and 4 9. We get 925, very less than this. Let's try with a greater number. So let's try with 8. 8 8s are 64, 6 is a carry over here, then 8 8s are 64, 64 and 6 is 70. So we have a carry 7 here. 8 1s are 8 and 7, 15. We get 15, 4. Okay, 15 not 4. Let's try with 9. 189 into 9. 9 9s are 81. So 8 is the carry over here. 9 8s are 72. 72 plus 8 is 80. We get a 0 here and here 8. 9 1s are 9. 9 and 8 is 17. So we get 1701, which is clear to, which is nearer to it. So we'll multiply with 9. Right? What we get? 1701. Let's subtract it. Here also you write 9. Okay. 9 minus 1. What do we get? 8. 9 as it is here. 18 minus 17 is 1 here. So we get 198. So we still are getting a remainder. Right? That means the square of 99 is less than this number by 198, because 198 coming up extra. So what we will do, from 9999 we will subtract our remainder. Let's subtract it. 198. 9 minus 8 gives us 1. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 1 is 8, and here it is 9. So what is the number? 9801. So we say that square of 99 is less than 9999 by how much? By 198. So we have subtracted this 198, which is the extra number. So we have subtracted it from this and we got 9801. So we get 9801, and its square root will be equal to how much? 99. Clear? So what is that perfect square? Which is a perfect square? The perfect square is 9801. This is the greatest 4-digit number, right, which is a perfect square, and its square root is 99. Is that clear? Did you understand the question? So whatever remainder we are going to get, just subtract that from the dividend that you have. Is that clear? Let's move ahead with another type of questions, and these types are very important. They are asked many times in your examination. Right. Here is the next question. This question says that find the least number that must be added to. Now we have done questions of subtraction where we were doing this one thing, whatever the remainder we were getting, we were subtracting from our dividend which is given to us. Okay, now here the question is what should be added. Added means it should be a number greater than 1300. That means we can't subtract the remainder from 1300 now, right? We have to add something into it, and what is to be added? That procedure I am going to tell you, so that you get a perfect square and also find the square root of the perfect square. So just see here, write down 1300, draw bars, make bars, divide them into pairs. Now for 13, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16. So we can't go with 4, we'll go with 3. 3 3s are 9, right? Okay, subtract from 13, 9, we'll write 4 and we will copy 00 here. Okay, now 3, double of 3 is 6 here. So you need some number here or a digit here to be placed. So you get a number very close to this. Let's try with 4. So 4 4s are 16, 1 is a carry, 4 6 are 24 and 25, that's very less. Let's try with 6. 6 4s are 6 6s are, right? If we are writing 6 here also it will be written. 6 6 are 36, we are left with 3. 6 6 are 36 and 3, 396. Yes, it is very close to this, just 4 less than it. So we'll do with 3. We'll go with 6. So 6 written here, 396 written here. If we subtract, we get 4 is the answer, right, as the remainder. Now that means 1300 is not a perfect square. We need some changes. Now we know that square of 36 is less than 1300 by 4. Right, so we can't subtract 4 and we can't get 1296 because we are going to add something into 1300. The number should be more than 1300. Just after 36, which is the next square number, it is 37. So square of 37 is 1369, right? So that means if we add in this 69, we will get 1369 and it will become a perfect square of 37. So what we will do? 1369 minus 1300, the number which is given to us, we get 69. 69 is the least number that must be added to 1300 so that it becomes a perfect square. So whenever you will add 69 into it, you will get 1369 and it is a perfect square of 37. So square root of this number will be 37. So whenever there is a question of this kind where we have to tell what should be subtracted, we subtract the remainder from that number. That's it. Whenever there is a question what should be added in the number so that it becomes a perfect square, what you are going to do? You are going to take your quotient after doing the square root method of division, right? Now you know that 1300 is 4 less than the square of 36, right? But we can't go with subtraction. We need some addition number to be added into it. So what we will do after 36, you think of the next number, that is 37, and square of 37 is 1369, and from 1369 you are going to subtract 1300. So 69 is the number that should be added in the given number so that it becomes a perfect square, and the square root of 1369 is 37. Is that clear? So this is how we have discussed question on long division. Now in the next video I'll teach you about how to find out square root of some decimal numbers, how to do the pairings, how to do the place the bars, how to do which side we should go with. Like here we are starting with the rightmost digit, there we have to go in which direction. So that is really important, right? So do attend the next lecture also. We are going to discuss also one more topic, that is estimating the square roots. That means without calculating, we'll just estimate that it will be approximately equal to what.